Beasley, Chair of London Travel Watch. Hello, Arthur. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
So what about the return to public transport of passengers who were either frightened off because of the pandemic or didn't need to come in, so they stayed at home and worked from home in their pyjamas? What about the return? How's it looking now?
Well, people are returning, definitely, and it's patchy. There are some lines, certainly from East London, where there's been very heavy use of the trains ever since the beginning of the pandemic, actually, where people are having to come in for perhaps manual work, construction work, or whatever. But there are other areas where it's still quite low levels. So a lot of the industry is only having about 60% return on where it was before the pandemic. So that's a big hit on the industry.
And when you say the industry, what do you mean, buses and tubes? Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly, and especially rail. I mean, that's been hit so hard because people just aren't doing the commuting that they were doing 2 years ago.
What does that mean for passengers if demand falls? Does that mean that the lines will be laid off and staff will be laid off? What does it mean?
This is the worry, I think, going forward. There is a review being done at all levels, by the government and local government, as to what the right level of service is going forward. And what we've been saying to everybody is, don't make those decisions just now based on the numbers that you're seeing at 65%. This has to be a long-term plan, and there's a real risk, I think, that people reduce services in panic, in a way, after the pandemic. Obviously, there's a financial hit on companies, but how do we get back? Because the expectation is that London will be back to normal levels or near normal levels within 4 years or so. Mm-hmm. But they need the services. And the fact is, someone on your programme was saying earlier, this is about the economy, mm-hmm. And transport is the vital element in the economic recovery of London.
Yes, I mean, it's all very well you're saying it. We all understand what you're saying, and I don't think anybody's going to disagree with you. But I suppose one of the issues is confidence. Do people, if they can possibly avoid going on public transport, really want to go back on it when news about the frequency of infections with the Delta variant of COVID never looks very promising or reassuring at the moment?
It is. That's absolutely true. Interesting. We did research. We're saying about half of people are feeling as confident as they were uncomfortable as they were before the pandemic. But the great issue for people, about 40% of people are worried about other people either not wearing masks or not keeping social distance, and that is still sapping people's confidence because people are inevitably very nervous. So I think the industry needs to really increase its efforts to boost that confidence, make sure everything is very clean, and try and keep people at a distance. I recognise that's very difficult as the services get busier.
Well, it is very difficult. I've been on the tube quite a lot recently because of not being able to get any petrol. That's my only reason. So much more than I normally would ever use the tube. I've been using it. I had no choice. And the proportion, the numbers of people wearing masks, I mean, I can't guess a percentage, but I reckon, I don't know, 30% of people might have been wearing masks and everybody else wasn't, I reckon.
Yeah. And that's the tipping point. And of course, the more that people see that people aren't wearing masks, they think, I don't need to bother. And it's habit forming. If you see people doing a certain thing, you'll follow that habit. We tend to follow other people quite a lot.
Yes. Yes.
And I think one concern we do have is that cuts are being made perhaps by stealth. So we're seeing a number of ticket office closures, and we're seeing 1 or 2 service reductions without the full consultation, and that can be done on a temporary basis without a full consultation. But the risk is, of course, that temporary becomes permanent, and we're asking people across London, obviously including your listeners, to write into us if they're seeing changes, because it's very difficult to keep a handle on every change that is happening.
So what should people watch out for? What kinds of changes are you wanting to know about?
So it might be that a ticket office is closing earlier than it used to. It might be that the staffing of the station is changed when there used to be staff at all times of day, and perhaps there aren't now. It might even be an actual service reduction, whether it be a bus service that's been taken out or train service that isn't happening anymore. Please let us know about it, because what we want to do is pull this all together so that we actually have a strong argument to say, hang on, this is happening everywhere. It's not just isolated cases, it's happening everywhere. And we need to make decisions at the right time. We understand the financial pressures on the industry, absolutely. Changes will have to be made, but they've got to be made in the right way and thought through. So we're asking people if they could write into us by email. We've got info@londontravelwatch.co.uk. .org.uk, and that would be helpful if anyone let us know.
Thank you very much for talking to us. Arthur Leatley there, Chair of London Travel Watch.